So this project was an absolutely gigantic project. Started literally a few months ago, I believe, around the end of August. Basically, how this even came to be was me and my friends, the friends that I was making this PC for, were sitting, chatting, playing games and having fun. And then we started to talk about how they didn't really have any powerful PC or anything similar to run all the games they wanted to. And I related to them. I related to them because I knew how that feeling was. I knew the feeling of not having a powerful PC because I was just like that up until around a year or two or so ago. And so I thought, why don't I, as the perfect Christmas gift, make them a powerful gaming PC to play all their games on? I mean, they didn't really play anything extremely demanding. They played games like Minecraft, Roblox, CSGO, BeamNG, Forza Horizon, which, yeah, sure, they are quite demanding games, but they're nothing insanely demanding to run, so it's not something like Doom Eternal or other AAA games that are insanely hard to run. And so I thought, why not? Why not make them a PC? And so I blurted that out. I told them, hey, let's go, let's do this. I'm gonna make you a PC. At first, we were hesitant because we didn't really feel comfortable with me just giving them away a PC. But in the end, I managed to convince them and I started to plan out which parts I would use for this PC. And so I came home, I talked this out with my parents, they said it's all okay. And so after I got confirmation from everybody I needed to, I instantly got to work planning out all the parts in this PC. Now, the plans for this PC shifted a lot throughout its time. The first iteration of the plan was that I was going to start from complete scratch. So basically I was going to order new parts, new everything, a new case and everything. But then I thought, wouldn't it be easier on myself and also easier on them as well to just go and grab some of the parts from my school and then the other parts I grab from online, so I order them online. And so that was the plan. But something unexpected happened. You see, the professor that I usually texted to whenever I needed new parts or anything similar for a new project, he had gone away because of some medical complications, and he would not be back until around the next year or so, until around the beginning of the next year. Which was devastating news for me because that meant that now my entire plan had to be changed. And so then, hurriedly, because I never expected this to happen at all, I never expected things to actually turn out like this, I then went out and said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna wait first, I'm gonna see, because at that time, I didn't exactly know until when he was gonna come back, because he did say that he might come back before the end of this year. Because the professor did say that while he would most likely come back at the start of the next year, there was a chance that he would come back a lot sooner. And so I waited hoping on that chance. But slowly and surely I realized that this plan of mine would not work out if I was just going to sit there and wait. Because if I waited for the professor, even if he came back a month or two earlier, that would still leave me with an extremely short amount of time to order all the parts I needed. And sure, yeah, you guys might be thinking, oh well, yeah, but you know, you don't really need that much time to order the parts. Sure, yeah, you don't need much time to order the parts, but the problem is that I was so obnoxious and paranoid that something would happen and then the parts would get delayed or whatnot, or that they wouldn't even arrive, some of them, that I just became completely paranoid. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this anymore, I'm not gonna wait anymore, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just going to take one of the PCs that I have here, at least the second most powerful PC that I have laying around, and out of its foundations I'm gonna build an extremely powerful, or at least a very powerful PC that can play all the games that my two friends wanted to. And so in the end, I decided to go for the PC with the LGA, with the blue Gigabyte LGA 1155 motherboard with the H61M motherboard, the one that I showcased in not just the room tour, I believe, but also in a separate video that I made where I also showcased that PC as well. And so I took the case from that PC, I took the motherboard and some other parts as well, like the discs, the PSU and so on, and I took them, I cleaned them out, I checked if they were all working alright. all of them were working just fine. And then out of that, I decided that I would make the foundation to then upgrade it and turn it into a very powerful PC. So what did I do next? Well, what I did next was, instead of ordering a new GPU, I decided, hey, you know what? Either way, I'm not using this RX 550. Either way, it's just going to sit there and not be used at all. I thought, you know what? Why not actually give it a new life, a new use case, instead of just letting it sit and rot or rust there the entire time, or let it just pick dust there. I thought, you know what? Let's give it new life, let's give it a new purpose, and let's put it inside of this PC. Because while sure, yeah, it's not some kind of extremely capable GPU, it is still a very, very capable GPU, especially when paired with a good CPU, and especially for the games that my friends wanted to play. And also, I didn't want to order a completely new GPU because not only then, but also now as well as when we're recording this video, GPU prices are still insanely bad. So that was also another reason why I didn't want to order a GPU. And so that now that I had gathered all the parts, or at least all the parts that I had currently already had at hand, it was time for me to go and order the new parts. And what all new parts did I order? Well, I ordered a brand new cooler, which was just a modified version of the stock LGA 1155 Intel cooler. Then I ordered a new CPU, which was the Intel i7 3770K, which is the absolute maximum best that you can have on this platform, the absolute most overpowered best CPU that you could ever have on this platform. After that, I ordered some new thermal pads and thermal paste for the CPU and GPU. And after that, I thought about ordering some more discs, and I also thought about ordering some new RAM. But, lucky me, guess who came in clutch again? My IRL friends, of course. The IRL friend that had previously given me all the NVMe SSDs, the RAM, and so on, also decided to give me new Seagate and Toshiba hard disks to put inside of his PC. He also decided to give me a very high quality Gigabyte SATA Gen 3 256GB SATA SSD, which would absolutely increase the speeds and snappiness of this build by a long shot, and would be way better than using a hard disk for a boot drive in this PC. And in terms of the RAM, well, there's actually quite a funny or interesting story behind it. You see, one day, we were just sitting at school, just randomly sitting at school, and somebody called my friend. And this is a different friend, this is not the same friend that gave me the NVMe SSDs and stuff like that, just to be clear with you guys. And then my friend, at the end of our school day, came up to me and he was like, yo, one of our past school buddies called me up. He said that he was selling some RAM, and he told me that if you wanted to, he could sell it to you. And I was like, oh, that's very nice. But here's the catch. My friend, and I don't know why, I don't think his intention was to scam me, or at least I don't hope it was, but I think what was most likely the issue was that he had no idea that this was the case. But basically, he said that it was 32 gigs of RAM, so 16 times 2, so 2 sticks times 16. And these were supposed to be some very high quality red HyperX Fury RAM sticks. And so, me, knowing that, because he told me that multiple times, I said, absolutely sure. I mean, for such a low price of just 20 euros, I was like, hey, you know what? Why not? That's a literal bargain. That's such a steal. And so the day came. I gave my friend the money. He gave me the RAM sticks, and I put them inside the PC. The first time they didn't work, which literally made my heart stop, because I thought that I had been scammed or something, or that they didn't work and he didn't check at all. But then I just swapped the sticks around, and thank God they worked. Everything worked just fine. They were working absolutely perfectly fine. But there was one little issue. All of the specs that he told me were adding up, except for the capacity of the RAM, which wasn't 32 gigs, but was 16, so 2 times 8, which, don't get me wrong, for what my friends were aiming for and what my friends are playing is plenty of RAM. But still, on the one hand, I was disappointed, but on the other hand, I mean, I couldn't really be mad at my friend. So yeah, it certainly was not the best, it was far from the best, but it was also far from the worst as well, so that's still very good. So it was 16 gigs of DDR3 at 1600 megahertz, so 2 weeks 8 kit, which was literally the maximum that you could upgrade this motherboard to. So practically, without even knowing, I had maxed out the RAM in this motherboard. So hey, I mean, a massive shout out and a huge thank you to both of my friends for giving me these offers and actually, giving me these components, because without them, this PC would not have gone this far at all. But after all of that had happened, after I upgraded the storage, the RAM, and everything else, all that was left to do was just to wait for the ordered parts to arrive. I would then finally, for the final time, I would clean out this case, so take it all together, take the entire PC apart, thoroughly clean it out, put it back together, and then I would be done with it. But before we can even get to that part, I think there's one component that we forgot out of all of them. And I think it was a component, which component was it? I know it was 4 letters long, and I know it starts with the letter C, but I just can't remember which one was it. Oh yeah, the case. Yeah, the case on this thing is absolutely hideous. Like, no, really, like the case on this thing was completely hideous, and I wanted to change it, but cases in the region where I'm at were pretty rare and also pretty expensive as well. And not only that, but my friend said that the case was fine. I had given them thorough recordings and pictures and everything, and they said it was just fine. But still, I felt so wrong. Like a side of me was like, okay, yeah, sure, if they're all right, if they're okay with the case, then that's fine. But the other side of me was just eating me apart. Like, I could just not even look at this case. It was so hideous. Like not only does it not scream gamer, and not only does it have this very old aesthetic to it, but it also had scratch and damage marks all over the top of it, which made it even uglier than it already was. And so one of my top priorities was to change the case. And once my friends had suggested to me, after changing their minds, that I should probably also replace the case, I was like, you know what, I have to change the case. Like, I just cannot look at this case anymore. And so, instead of ordering a new case, I texted my professor. But you might be thinking, wait, hold up, but you said your professor was most likely going to return at the end of the school year, or at least at the start of the next year, right? Well, I got another professor. That's right, I got another professor. And you guys might be thinking, well, why didn't you text this professor before? It's because he was also away because of medical complications, and that's why he didn't answer to me. But he had returned way sooner than the rest of the professors that were having medical complications and that were away, and so he managed to help me. I managed to text him, he responded, we went there, and we got a brand new case for his PC. And, like, that wasn't good enough. Literally around a week or so before that, all the parts that I had ordered for his PC arrived well and intact, and a few extra ones that I had ordered for some side projects of mine as well, which was amazing. It was literally like just on time. Like, it was literally like the delivery man had timed these deliveries, It was absolutely insane how everything was coming together so amazingly. And so after that, finally, I took the entire PC apart, I cleaned it, I repasted it, I put new thermal pads in it, I thoroughly checked every little bit to see if it was just alright, and then in the most perfect way, in the most planned out way possible, I put the PC back together, wiped it out / cleaned it one last time, and oh boy, this was amazing. Like, this PC, from where we started to, is a gazillion miles, a gazillion percent better than it ever has been. And with that, this months-long project and this months-long process of building this PC was finally done with and over, and we could finally start with testing this PC. And what was the performance of this PC like? Well, I didn't really get to test it in a lot of games back at home, since I was having issues with my internet, meaning that I couldn't really install a lot of different games. But from the games that I did try out, which I know are very weird and specific, but still, but from the games that I've tried out as of me recording this video, and trust me, these are some very, very specific and not really that demanding of games. I will give you guys that, but still, you guys should understand me that I was literally like a week away from having to give away this PC, and I didn't have the time nor the internet, because I was having issues with my internet, to actually install and test out like every single game, or at least like a lot of games in the library. And so I just played the games that I could and prayed that they would be satisfied with it, which I know is just such an irresponsible and such a bad way of tasting PCs, especially a PC that you're going to be giving away to someone. But I mean, I just worked with the limitations I had at hand. I'm really sorry, but I was just working with the limitations that I had at hand. I couldn't really do anything more. But anyhow, from the games that I tested out, which were Granny 5, Minecraft on the latest versions, Baldi's Basics, Minecraft Story Mode, and a few other games as well, the PC managed to handle these games completely flawlessly. This PC managed to just steamroll through all of them at high or max settings. It was literally insane. Yeah, I'm not sure yet if it works, because I am currently recording this video before going to my friends, or before going to Macedonia, and I'm literally going to be taking the PC and transporting it down to their home as a special gift, or as a special little surprise gift for the New Year's. And so I hope they will be satisfied with it, and I hope that it will actually live to work permanently for like a really long amount of time, and I hope that it will serve them well. But anyhow, yeah, that was that. Testing was done, building was done, everything was done, and now with all of that done and being said, the final thing that was left to do was to go and transport the PC and take it to them and see if they liked it. But anyhow, with all of that being said, and with all of that being finished, what are my final remarks for this PC? Well, this PC is absolutely amazing. The specifications / parts, sure yeah, while being quite old, are still extremely capable, as they've already proven to be, and can play literally everything that my friends wanted to play, and way more as well than that, which I'm really happy about. So the power of this build is absolutely no issue. The cost of this build was extremely cheap, around 40 euros for the processor, around 20 euros for the RAM, and then if we count a few more euros in for the other smaller bits and pieces / parts, and then 10 euros for the cooler as well, altogether that comes out to be around 75 to 80 euros spent on this PC, because I got all the other parts or from having them gifted to me for free, or from already having them at hand, which is insane value for such insane performance. And sure yeah, this PC might not be supported in the future, in the next couple of years or so, but I mean, God knows what will happen up until then, and either way they will probably be managed, or probably be able to get a better PC of their own by the time this PC actually becomes completely and absolutely obsolete for any and all tasks. But yeah, the final thing that I want to say is thank you guys so much for the support that you have given me on all of my social medias, especially on YouTube and TikTok. Thank you all so much for, as of me currently recording this video, 100 subscribers and 600, even close to 700. We're getting very close to 700 followers on TikTok. It is insane how quickly we are getting all this new support and all these new viewers and whatnot, and I cannot express my happiness and my gratitude to all of you guys. And so, to thank you all for all this support, I thought that it would be pretty nice of me to actually give something to someone, instead of you guys constantly giving stuff to me in the form of subscribers, likes, comments, interactions, and basically all the love and support you have been giving me as a whole. And so once again, for the final time, I thank you all so much for all the love and support. Have a happy Christmas, a happy New Year's. I wish you all the best of best, and of course I absolutely wish you all the best of best in the new upcoming year of 2026.